All right, so today we're going to take a quick look at the batch processing capabilities with Omatic Cloud and BBCRM. In the prior video, we demonstrated this with a formula using a data file. And so today I wanted to demonstrate the same capabilities using one of our connectors. And so in this case, I'm going to be using Engaging Networks as that source system and obviously BBCRM as the destination. But in this data flow, I'm not only creating the recurring gifts on an import, but then on a subsequent import, you'll see here on the secondary formula, I'm actually importing those recurring gift payments to BBCRM. So if I jump in and go ahead and go to process these records, I'll go ahead and send those. We'll go back to our data queue. And to show you kind of how that is working with over in BBCRM, so we've got that formula essentially pointed to a data form, and that's what allows us to call and open a batch and use those transactions in that batch. Here in administration, you'll see I have a section under Omatic software and Omatic administration, and this is going to drive kind of the settings that I have for my batch processing. So for my revenue batch here, you'll see that I've got a time frame for how long I want the batch to have an age. Maximum batch size. So if you want 50 records per batch or 25 records per batch, you can make those kind of stipulations using a specific batch template ID. And so that's what is going to allow us through these formulas to process these transactions over into batch. So if I refresh this page, now you'll see I've got a new enhanced revenue batch that was just created. And they're my constituents with the recurring gifts in that batch. Now, obviously, the second part of that process would be to process those payments associated with those recurring gifts, so those installment payments. So we'll go ahead and send these through. And then with this, what we would see is back over in the batch, we'll see that secondary batch get created for those transactions there. We'll see this. Oh, and actually I had this go to the same batch, that's correct. So depending on that batch size limit, if I had set that to be 3, for example, these transactions would have gone into a separate batch. Or with the way that I had it configured currently, I've got all of those transactions in one batch. So really trying to highlight that there is flexibility in how you want that kind of configuration set up for batch processing based on your specific business requirements, that you can then go through and continue to process both revenue and constituent transactions via batch and end up with your records where you've got that recurring gift, for example, that has been created that came over from that other system, as well as the payment that would have just come through if I had processed those in batch like I did this one previously. So this is going to allow you to leverage both the powers and capabilities of Omatic Cloud, as well as keeping in line with your business processes and requirements of using batch within BBCRM. All right, thanks so much for joining us today.